habits, and in today's episode, I want to go through 12 healthy habits that I would recommend you either consider or implement or stack onto habits you already currently do. You can be a completely different human within that time frame, provided you stick to these every single day. So if you want to hit the ground running in 2026, do not wait until January 1st to start these habits. Hello and welcome to another episode of the In Her Power podcast. Hope you guys are doing so well. And if you're listening to us in real time, happy Monday. So good to see you. So good to be in your ears, on your screens. Just a reminder, guys, that if you prefer to watch this podcast, you can do so through video form on Spotify as well as over on YouTube. I know for myself, I have been recently leaning towards wanting to watch things instead of listening to things. I'm completely steering away from audiobooks, and I'm also completely steering away from audio podcasts. I want to see the conversation. I want to see the body language. So just a reminder, if you're also a visual person, come catch us in video form on YouTube and on Spotify. At the time of recording, we are about to wrap up our final week of October, which means we're basically in Christmas. Merry Christmas, In Her Power family. Happy New Year as well while we're here. No, but in all seriousness, it is time to start thinking about how we want to end this year, how we want to wrap up 2025. And I know for myself personally, I don't necessarily want to quote unquote finish strong. Finishing strong at the age of 29, which is my age currently, feels and looks a little bit different than it did to previous years. I want to finish 2025 strong, quote unquote, as in content, ready to rest, with a plan in place as to how I want to feel coming into the brand new year. I want to have everything organized and ready from, months of work leading up to the end of the year so that I don't have to scramble in 2026, 1st of January 2026. And while that mostly applies for work, doing that legwork before the year ends, it can also apply to our healthy habits. And in today's episode, I want to go through 12 healthy habits that I would recommend you either consider or implement or stack onto habits you already currently do, or just contemplate inserting into your lifestyle in some capacity. If you can get really clear and really serious about the healthy habits that you are showing up in right now, as of today, you are going to finish 2025 so ahead of the game and more so prepared for 2026 than you would be if you just sat back and did absolutely nothing. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys listening probably do have a lot of healthy habits that you are currently showing up in really, really well. So this list is quite extensive, okay? Ahead of time, needing to preface, it's extensive. There are 12. I'm not going to tell you to implement every single one of them. A lot of them that I'm about to recall and say right now, you already probably have in your routine. I would hope they are the bare minimum healthy habits. But if you are listening and you're like, oh, that's something I don't currently do, but if I did now and I stuck to it until the end of the year, I would be somewhere different, maybe mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually even. Let's get really, really serious about the way that we are showing up within our healthy habits, our routines, and our rituals. Now, of course, I have broken down these habits into categories, into health and energy, mindset and growth, productivity and organization, and connection and lifestyle. So there's like 4 categories there that I think if we can just do a bit of an audit, have a look at what we're doing, what we're not doing, and listen to the habits within these categories, pick and pull what you think will move the needle the most for you, and then stick to them until the end of the year. I'm telling you now, you can be a completely different human within that time frame, provided you stick to these every single day. So let's kick off with the top, arguably one of the most important in my opinion, and that is your health and energy. Now, once again, if you're watching us in video form, I've written these down on a laptop. I cannot recall 12 habits across 4 different categories with the power of my brain, unfortunately. So I will be glancing back and forth from my laptop, just FYI. So number 1, how about we start, if you don't already, considering a morning movement habit. This one teeny tiny change in my morning routine. As soon as I wake up, I get up and I go for a walk, and implementing this has completely transformed each and every single day that I do it. And on the days that I do not show up in this healthy habit, let me tell you, I know about it. I am groggy, I am grumpy, I am not efficient, I am not productive, I am not organized, I've got brain fog. So how can you start to, if you don't already, move first thing in the morning? And I'm not just talking about going for a run or going for a walk or going to the gym. gym, can you get up and drop down onto your carpet first thing in the morning, do a bit of yoga or do a bit of stretching, do a bit of mindfulness. And I'm not even talking like an hour, 2 hours, guys. I'm talking like 10 to 15 minutes. Get up, move the body in some capacity, walk down to the end of the street and then walk back. Put your dog in its harness or its lead and walk around the block or down to the roundabout at the end of the street and come back. It gets to be that simple, but is this something you can implement into your morning routine? Because I honestly kicked off with this healthy habit number 1, because it has changed the game for me. Number 2, arguably just as important as number 1, a hydration habit. You can't see it here if you're watching in video form. I would typically have my big 1.4 liter Yeti water bottle on my bedside table. I have it there every single night so that when I wake up in the morning, the first thing that I do before I jump out of bed and do my movement is take a big sip, 2-3 big sips of my water before I consume my coffee. Can you start hydrating first thing in the morning? Your body will thank you for it. If you think about how long we were asleep, for a lot of us, 6, 7, 8+ hours of no hydration. I don't know about you guys, but I'm parched when I wake up. So that is a huge game changer for me, your hydration habit. Number 3, very, very important as we come into December, the busiest time of the year for businesses, for content creators, for employees of companies, everyone. You know, we're working a lot, we are saving a lot, we're buying a lot, there's financial pressure, there's pressure just in general. You know, Christmas and the holiday season is a very expensive month. It's a busy month. We are socializing. We're probably not eating as well as we typically would. So habit number 3 is a sleep habit. Get really, really good now. Put in the legwork now to ensure that you have a wind down routine, that you're getting adequate sleep, quality sleep. Do not use that phone do not scroll right before bed. It is not good for the eyes. It's not good for the brain. Sleep habit. Get good at it now so that we are feeling revitalized, refreshed, well rested for the new year. In our next category, I am going to pitch to you to start the habit of future you journaling or journaling in any capacity. Props and double points if it is future you journaling. Now for me, future you journaling, quote unquote, is basically visualization. I feel like I talk about this specific point so often. I will probably circle back to this point until I'm blue in the face, until my time on this earth is done, but I have a specific structure as to how I journal. I've been doing it since 2021, basically. Every single morning, I will journal before I start work. And I have that specifically for that reason, because first and foremost, I do a bit of a brain dump in my journal first off. Then I write down 3 things I'm grateful for and why, and then I will do my future you visualization journaling. So this is basically where I write down 1 to 2 pages of just free writing where I explain to myself who future Beck is, what she does, what she wears, what she eats, how she exercises, who she hangs around, the opportunities that just, align with her and that she says yes to, that every single detail, how she feels when she wakes up, what house she lives in, every single thing that I'm working towards in this life, I will bring front of mind and onto paper. This is going to change the way that you work, the way that you think, the way that you speak to yourself, probably the things that you eat, the way that you exercise. If you have a vision, the ultimate vision of future you, she is high and mighty, she is the grandest, she is just like the it girl, like the person you are working towards. If you can remember who that person is every single day, riff on it, put it onto paper, and then align your actions to that person you have just spoken about or journaled about, I'm telling you now, your work days will change. You will feel so much more inspired and motivated to take the aligned action in order to get to that person daily. It is so incredibly powerful. So that is your first habit within the mindset and growth category, journaling, but future you or visualization journaling would be my recommendation. While we are on the topic of journaling, your next healthy habit within the mindset and growth category is your daily gratitude. So this can be in the form of journaling, or it can literally just be you sitting down, taking 1 to 2 minutes even in dead silence to center in with yourself and riffing about the things that you are truly grateful for. And don't just be like, my dog, my husband, my home. Cool, next, let's get on with my day. No, tell yourself why you are grateful for those things. I'm so grateful for my husband, Zach, because he is the reason I am able to do exactly what I do right now. He has held down the fort for us financially before. He gave me the blessing to quit my job. He is the reason I am here. Can you hear within my voice how grateful and how powerful my gratitude for this man is? And even just saying this out loud, it has instantly shifted my energy. I'm instantly more energetic. I'm happier now. I've got a little bit of razz, a little bit of riz. I'm like ready to rock and roll just by riffing about one thing that I'm grateful for. Let's talk about my dogs, why I'm so grateful for them. They make me so incredibly happy. They are so cute. They have their own little personalities. They are just the light of my life. I get so excited to wake up every single day and walk them by the beach. I just love them. They are truly my best friends. I would be so lonely without them. They are like my work colleagues. I work from home. They are just like the best little babies. I've got butterflies in my tummy. I feel like crying because I love them so much. Can you imagine from an energetic point of view? I'm talking about frequency here. How high my frequency is now just by thinking about and speaking about what I'm grateful for and why. Okay, I'm about to get woo-woo here, but when you can constantly get to that frequency where you are just so grateful, so full of love, so high on life, imagine the things that the high quality things, the high frequency things that are, vibrating at the same frequency as I am, are going to align with me, are going to be attracted to me. I'm a magnet for good things now because of how high my frequency is. Watch something good happen to me today. Okay? I'm telling you now, I'm calling it in, universe, if you're listening. My frequency is high, my vibe is high. Let me attract what I'm going to attract in, and I'm telling you now it's going to be good. Your next habit within the mindset and growth category, digital boundaries. Let's get really, really good at this, and let's get really, really good at this really, really quickly. You know what I'm not bringing into 2026 is the same digital health that I have had in 2025. I'm embarrassed to tell you what my screen time is. And you know what? I'm not going to tell you because a lot of people who don't work online or don't have an e-commerce business or don't have a personal brand or don't have a podcast will be like sickened by this. So I'm not going to say it, but it is revolting. And you know what? I have justified for a really long time, oh, it's just work, quote unquote. This scrolling or doom scrolling is just for inspiration. I'm finding no, you're not. You are rotting your brain by being on social media far too often. I don't have a problem with, using the phone to read the news, or I don't have a problem using the phone to text my family. I don't have a problem using my phone to use ChatGPT to find a recipe. It's the social media. It is the social media boundaries that I need to implement right now so that in 2026, this toxic social media, like almost addiction that I have, she doesn't go here anymore. Bye-bye. So let's get really good at this now because 2026, it's not the year. It's just not the year. Okay, next category is productivity and organization. And for a lot of us, this is what gets me excited. And I'm sure so many of you also feel the same. I set a lot of goals around productivity and organization in the new year, typically, because a lot of those things bleed into business success, business growth, scalability, profitability, all that kind of stuff. So let's talk about the things that I'm personally, and I have already set some of my goals for 2026, believe it or not. We have got a long timeline that I like to adhere to. And so therefore, I'm already thinking about the ways that I can improve and elevate the healthy habits that I show up in, specifically within productivity and organization. So number one is a daily planning habit. I do this already and I want to pass it on to you. Every single morning, I sit down and I plan out my day ahead from the major brain dump to-do list. And then I structure that right down to the type of tasks it is and the chunk of time it'll be assigned to. I actually created a product through my brand, The Habit Tracker, called the Productivity Notepad Duo, which is 2 notepads in a hardcover case. On one side is the brain dump page, so you just get everything out of the brain into that page. And then on the other side, the other part of the duo is a place for you to task batch and time chunk. So I batch all the similar tasks together and then assign them to a chunk of time. And that's actually how I organize my day ahead. Would recommend, by the way, I will leave a link below in the description bar or in the show notes. But if you don't already, start implementing a daily planning habit where you sit down, you plan out your day ahead, right down to the things you're going to do and the chunks of time you're going to do them in. The second habit within organization and productivity is a declutter habit. I used to do this really, really, really well in the corporate world back when I worked in corporate. At the end of every single day before I went home, I would completely declutter my desk and then wipe it down with an antibacterial wipe and have all my working space ready and beautiful, cleansed and clean for me to walk in the next morning and get straight into work with a clear mind. I'm telling you now, if you can implement this either at the beginning of your day or at the end of your day before you return back to your work environment the next day, you are going to thank yourself. Again, this is coming back to the future you theory, where we are always operating, thinking, doing, speaking with our future self in mind. So this is really showing up for future you, putting in, it literally takes like a minute, 60 seconds, 90 seconds for you to get in, declutter, wipe down, push the chair in, shut down the laptop, shut down the computer, and you have a beautiful workspace to walk into the next day. Same goes if you're studying. Maybe you're not working. If you're studying, clean down your study space. Even if you don't have a workspace, you actually are a stay-at-home mom, or you don't have an office that you come into, can you do this at your home? Can you do this in your bedroom? Can you do this in your bathroom? Oh my God. The amount of times, again, coming back to the corporate world, I would do my makeup, do my hair, do my face stuff, put my moisturizer on, and just leave the entire bathroom cluttered and disgusting. And then I would come home that afternoon and be in the worst mood because of it. So get into a habit of cleaning up after yourself immediately. Again, this can be in the morning or when you return back to that spot in the day. Don't start a brand new day. Don't start your next day with that clutter there. The next one, super self-explanatory and really ties into the declutter. And I'm sure a lot of you listening do this, but set yourself a weekly reset ritual. Again, game changer. I started this as soon as I moved out of home. It was a Sunday for me. Then I quit my job and now it's kind of whenever I want it to be. I actually like doing it on Fridays now, sometimes on Thursdays, where I will actually reset my entire house. I will do my click and collect order for groceries or go out and do those groceries and then come home, have a beautiful house for the weekend so I can enjoy the weekend in a beautiful clean home. But get into a really good habit now of dedicating one day per week where you can actually reset your home. I won't delve too much further into this. It is very self-explanatory, but a weekly reset day, game changer. Speak to anyone that resets their home on a specific day for a specific reason with intention to reset and refresh the home. It is so satisfying, and it really does play a huge role in my efficiency and my calmness for both myself and Zach for the week ahead. Okay, our last category here, and I just have two. So our category is connection and lifestyle, and the first one is financial habit. How can you get a little bit more savvy? I'm not just talking about saving, but how can you get a little bit more savvy with your financials? I'm actually going to do an entire video on YouTube. I recently started implementing it a couple of months ago, but we kind of fell off the bandwagon and we forgot about it. We didn't circle back into it, but I have just done this again. I've bought another updated template for this, and I have done an entire budget for November, which I want to talk about. Basically, we are working on giving every single dollar we earn a purpose. So I'll have to show you the video for me to really articulate what I'm trying to say, and I'll have to actually take you through the budget template for me to really articulate what I'm trying to say. But every single penny that we earn, both Zach and I, it is going towards something, whether it is expenses and bills that we have, whether we like it or we don't, or it's savings, debt. We only have one personal loan. We've only got one bit of debt personally between us. I've just recently paid off my car, but we did get a personal loan to inject into the business. Anyway, don't know why I'm telling you this now. We'll wait for the video. But basically, we have now got into a really good habit, and we've been doing this again for a couple of months now, where Zach and I will sit down every single Monday and go through our money. Where is it going? Why is it going here? How can we tighten it if we're in that season of saving and tightening a little bit? But now we are going ham because we have some goals. I won't talk about them just yet because they are not personal, but they include Zach as well, and not really my personal goal to speak about. We will eventually. We have new bank accounts that we are now popping money into, and it's a full schmozzle. So now we have a weekly check-in with a template that we use. I've just bought it on Etsy, and I will link it when I do that video. But that is a financial habit that Zach and I now are sticking to religiously. This financial budget that we're now using is our Bible. It is like law to us, and it's actually really, really exciting because Zach and I have never stuck to a really strict, stern budget before. We're not necessarily saving really ridiculously, but we are giving our money a purpose, every single dollar. It's really fun, and I'm really excited to talk you through it. It may be coming in, I'll probably do it in a November video so we can go through it together for the new month. Habit number Number 1 for connection and lifestyle, financial habit. Would recommend we get a hold of our finances now so that in 2026 we are well ahead of the game with our money. And the final habit within this category, but also for this episode, is a reflection habit. Again, this is something Zach and I do really, really well, but also personally, every single Sunday or Monday morning, I will actually look back on the week that's been and assign myself a loss and a win. It gets to be that simple. What did I do really well last week? Like, what worked so well? What did I do really well? What mindset shift did I maybe make last week that really impacted? It just has to be one thing. But on the flip side, what did we maybe flop at? Maybe we didn't do X, Y, and Z so well. Or maybe I didn't manage my time so well here. Or maybe I didn't stick to the eating plan that I'm on right now as strictly as I could be. One loss, one win. And how can we make this week 1% better? It gets to be that simple. And this is really strengthening your self-awareness around how you're showing up, what you said you were going to do, and what you are actually doing. And it allows a lot of opportunity for you to, as I said, become incredibly self-aware as to what you're doing, why you're doing it, or why you're not doing it. But also with that, it allows for a lot of opportunity for growth. So you are going to be able to look back on what has been and fix the issue or elevate what has gone well in order for growth. That is a very, very powerful mindset to harness. Again, said this in my previous episodes, but the growth mindset and being able to tap into that mindset is going to be the reason you will succeed in whatever it is that you're working on, or you will not succeed in whatever it is you're working towards. The one thing that successful people I know have in common, myself included, is we are really, really good at harnessing a growth mindset and sticking to that growth mindset, doing what is required of us in order to get to where we want to be and in order to get what we want. So much easier said than done, but take that in your stride. How can you harness a growth mindset more often? And doing your reflection, doing your self-awareness, and figuring out how you can either bypass that or not do that again or be 1% better is going to change your life. And I don't say that lightly. So if you want to hit the ground running in 2026, do not wait until January 1st to start these habits. You have 12 habits to think about, either implement, contemplate, stack across 4 different categories. Lock them in now, and the January 1st, 2026 version of you will thank you for it. Again, referring back to the future you theory, operating with our future selves in mind. This is where it starts. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. As always, thank you so much. I love you so much. I'll see you in our next episode.